You're listening to the all-new Saber Chats, the official podcast of the Saber Guild's Outer Rim Temple.
There is a great disturbance.
Have you felt it?
A not-for-profit Star Wars costume and lightsaber performance club that puts on choreographed lightsaber shows for charity. Serving the Inland Empire of Southern California.
Once you start down the dark path, forever will it dominate your destiny, consume you at will, as it did Obi-Wan's apprentice.
Greetings, everybody. The Brutal One here once again, this time for the Sithmas 2015 episode of Saber Chats, the Outer Rim Temple edition, the official podcast, of course, of Saber Guild's Outer Rim Temple covering the Inland Empire of Southern California. And this time I am with another Saber Guild Outer Rim Temple member. This one, I do believe, is a Jedi. Oh my, a lightsider. Well, that's okay. That's all right. I am the Brutal One, a Sith Lord. We can balance things out. What is your name, Jedi?
My name is Kalen Cortan.
Say that again.
Kalen Cortan.
Kalen Cortan. Okay, all right. I'll try and remember that. I have what I call Sith timers. It comes and goes, and I might remember that, but, the dark side kind of tends to cloud my memory and all that. And if you hear cars in the background, cars... Terrible. Land speeders, yes, and other transports of type. It's because we're outside. And Saber Guild practices in an open park where passersby can come and see what we do, and maybe they'll want to join. Everybody loves lightsabers, and there's cars going by, they're stopping, they're checking out what we're doing. Hey, everybody loves Star Wars, too. So, that being said... Jedi, Kalen Cortan, was it? Okay, all right. See, the Sith timers are starting to get to me again there a little bit. Tell us about who you are, your backstory and all that stuff. Do you even have a backstory? Or are you just one of those fly-by-night Jedis that decides to dress up in a samurai-looking outfit and then that's it?
No, I was actually, my father fled after the Order 66, fled to the planet of Teneb, and... I was raised by my mother and father there for many years until I showed the tendencies of being the Force sensitive. But even over the years, I tried to pressure my father into teaching me his ways of the Jedi. And after a while, he eventually took me to where he stashed all of his gear, his Jedi orb, his Jedi robe, his lightsabers, everything that he had. And over time, I was trained in the ways of the Jedi.
So unlike most Jedi younglings, you weren't removed from your immediate family and raised in the Jedi Temple. You were trained by Daddy.
Yes.
Yes, you were trained by Daddy.
Yes,
okay.
By my father.
By your father.
Yes.
Okay, so he didn't have to do the whole "I am your father" kind of deal then.
No, he didn't.
You already knew who your father was.
Yes.
I see. All right. Well, that's a good thing, I suppose. Did you, let's see, what else can this Sith Lord ask you about your character? So, since your father didn't have to go, surprise, I'm Daddy, because he already was, yes. Did you have any, in your development as a Jedi, did you have any kind of surprising reveals? And I mean family-friendly reveals, of course. But did you have anything surprising like that? Like Vader to Luke going, guess who I am?
Nothing as dramatic as him. It did surprise me at first, though, that what he told me during his adventures throughout the galaxy, and hearing all this firsthand about times past, that was quite a revealing story.
Oh, really? Okay. Is it a family-friendly story? Tell us real quick. What is one of this major surprising thing that your dad told you about growing up, especially coming from a Jedi?
Well, on one of his adventures, he had to save a few people from a cave collapse, and the cave was only maybe 12 inches thick. 12 inches in clearance, and he barely scraped on a. He had lost all of his other belongings. His lightsaber had been lost in the cavern before that, and he had been able to recover it afterwards. But it was a tight situation that he had to get out of.
Okay, so he was trapped in a cave, basically, and to get out, there was only a foot of clearance there, 12 inches, and he had to rescue 3 other people in the process?
Yes.
I see. And how did he do that? He just used the Force and moved all the boulders out of the way, or was there more to it?
He had to let the Force guide him and to them because there was no other light source.
So he used the Force, his clairvoyance in the Force. I'm assuming it was pitch dark in there.
Yes.
Get it? That was a little hidden pun there. Pitch dark. And this Lightsider, who had no source of light, no lightsaber, which, being a Sith Lord, we prefer the Jedi that way. And he just used his clairvoyance in the Force and guided himself to these three people that he had to rescue, and he was able to get all of them out through that little 12-inch opening. Is that pretty much it?
Yes.
Well, that's a pretty good revealing story, and he passed that on to you. Are you going to pass that story on to your offspring?
Yes.
Well, okay, good. Well, this being a holiday episode, that kind of thing, that's the kind of story that you want to share around the fire, during Sithmas season, and say, hey, your grandfather did this and saved all these people, and you should grow up and be like him. Is that the idea?
Yes, generally speaking.
Generally speaking, well, good, because they wouldn't want to be majorly speaking or colonelly speaking, or, okay. Yes. Well, good, I'm glad. So you've got something to pass on to your children. I will not run you through as a Sith Lord and cause cauterized lightsaber burns. I'll let you pass that on to your children, because it is, after all, Sithmas. But do bear in mind, Jedi, it's Sithmas. We call it that for a reason. We'll convert you and your family yet.
You will try.
I will try. Well, now that Jedi is out of the way, I am here now with a sometimes Sith Lord and sometimes Jedi. Well, that's okay. At least he's not, Jedi all the time. And that, of course, being Saber Guild Assistant Director / Saber Guild Outer Rim Temple Director. What's your name again? As a Sith Timers, it's just getting to me here.
You know who I am.
I know who you are, but what's your name? I keep forgetting.
My name or my characters' names?
Well, that last Jedi was in character. You might as well be too.
Well, my Jedi's is Etain Thrill.
Etain Thrall.
Yes. Okay. Yes, that's correct.
Do you retain... never mind. I'll think of a better joke some other time.
Well, here I thought you were going to say, do I retain a rail? But that's,
A good one.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
But my Sith character is Darth...
Uh-huh. You got Sith timers too, see?
My Sith character is...
Something that you can't say over that speeder that just went by, that speeder bike there.
Let's try this again. My Sith character's name is Darth Sadiq.
Sadiq? Yeah, Gesundheit.
Oh, thank you. Hey, wait a second.
What?
That's not very nice of you.
Well, I'm not supposed to be nice. Look, I dress as Emperor Palpatine, right?
That's right.
On occasion. So, okay, well, and the reason I'm talking to you this time, after all, it's the Sithmas season, and we want to talk about what our temple, but you're the big cheese here, the big kahuna, the one who sits in this temple's big chair, yeah.
Wait, we have a chair? I haven't seen a chair. Where's a chair?
Well, you can build one and then go sit in it. I just told the assistant director of Saber Guild to sit on it. I'm quite proud of myself.
We'll have a discussion later that you're not going to like.
Well, I won't be recording it. So, this being the Sithmas season, we want to talk about what Outer Rim Temple has done this past year, even more specifically the past few months, perhaps, but also, some of the prospects for the future here, before we get into the Sithmas holiday special of this episode. So, Anyway, Lord Sadiq, I'll just call you that because I prefer the dark side. What has Saber Guild Outer Rim Temple been up to as of late?
Well, let's start off, since this is our very first year of existence here in the Outer Rim Temple, we've actually have been in over 10 different events this last year.
How many events?
Over 10.
Over 10? Well, you know what? That's pretty good. For a temple of how many people?
We have officially now 13 official members.
That's not bad. 13 official members in this temple. I was worried about how many people I'd run out of people to interview as time goes by. But, you're getting more. That's good. And so you've had about a little under a dozen events this past year. What are some of the ones that stick out to you the most? And have you raised any funds for charity?
Yeah, actually we have. I would say we've participated in 3 different Relay for Lifes around the Inland Empire of Southern California. And combined, we've raised just under $160,000 that we've helped support the people participating in that event.
Outstanding. Just for a few events that you helped raise over $150,000. That is Outstanding. And what are some of your prospects here? You doing anything for the holidays as a club? Are you by you? I'm a member too, but I mean you. You mean being the leader here. Doing anything for the holiday season? What do you plan? What is your goals for the club in 2016?
Well, as of right now, we have one more event for the year that's officially under the Outer Rim Temple's belt, and that's going to be down in Redlands, California, on December 12th. The Redlands Police Department is throwing a block party bash for the holidays. They're going to have Santa Claus come in, an amazing-looking police cruiser, and they're going to have us do a show for them. They are planning on giving over 1,000 gifts to the children of Redlands.
1,000 gifts to the children of Redlands. That's very, very cool. I am all about giving gifts to kids. On December 5th, we'll be assisting Saber Guild Temple Prime and other Star Wars clubs at Hillside's Orphanage in Pasadena, California, and we'll be giving Star Wars gifts to the kids there as well. So I'm very looking forward to that. What are your goals for Saber Guild for 2016, since you're the number 2 guy in the whole club? And you don't have to make any jokes about how it is being number 2. I won't step in you, I promise.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
I think. Well, overall, the 5 council members, myself being the assistant global director, we are wanting to revamp what our costume criteria is to make it a little bit easier for alternative costumes. What is required is our generic Jedi or a generic custom Sith, but we're looking into expanding that into alternative costumes, kind of like you could say maybe the Rebels, or you could also say the new Star Wars franchise that's coming out. Something that's not typically known as a typical Jedi, but can still be utilized as a Jedi or Sith. So it's a lot of things going on. We're always, of course, also looking to expand. I believe we had just passed, 200 members officially for the club overall, which is amazing. We have, I believe, 11 or 12 temples worldwide, and we have about 13 what we call squads. Squads is a team of official members that are under 4 official members in a location.
4 members to form a squad. That's very cool. Something I've been wanting to ask you. Kylo Ren, his lightsaber. Would that work in a performance on Saber Guild on stage with them 2 little thingies sticking out there on the sides? Would you approve that for combat usage in the club?
We would approve it. However, you have to make sure that it has the battle quality that we require of a heavy blade. We would probably also request that the blade lengths not exceed a certain amount. And not sure what that is at this exact moment in time. Just probably for safety reasons.
I would like to see Saber Guild do a show from The Force Awakens, where you've got the Daisy Ridley character, Rey. She's down on her knees, and Kylo Ren's behind her, and he's got his lightsaber right there at her neck, like he's about ready to lop her head off. Perhaps you can talk with the other leaders in Saber Guild and say, hey, let's do a Force Awakens show. I mean, after all, I'm the guy that does the soundtrack for Saber Guild's Outer Rim Temple, and I've put some Force Awakens stuff in there already. There's been an awakening. Have you felt it? And I sound more sinister than that. In fact, I think I actually used the actual Andy Serkis voice. But anyhow, enough about me. This is about Saber Guild here. Do you think you could do a Force Awakens show, perhaps?
I wouldn't have a problem with it as long as I have the members that can build those costumes. I wouldn't have a problem doing it. You would have to, of course, get council approval because it's a costume, or not necessarily a costume, but a show that isn't typically done. Something like our Rebel show that our sister temple, Temple Prime, that's a show that isn't typically used for their charity shows. It's more for larger events or more of a high-profile event. Something like this would probably fall under the same lines.
One last thing I want to ask you before we get into the Saber Guild Holiday Special is that you talked about squads. So what advice would you have for anyone that lives out there far away from any kind of Saber Guild chapter and they want to start a squad, a local chapter in their area? What immediate advice would you have for them?
Well, the first thing you need to do is become official. There's several steps to become official. The best thing to do is ask a lot of questions. We always highly recommend that if you don't have a costume that fits our guidelines, to sketch one out. Ask questions, make sure that it would fit. Because we don't want you to spend your money on something that may not get approved. We want you to succeed your first time out.
So join the forums, join the Facebook chat there, and get to know some Saber Guild members, get some pointers on what would be approvable, talk to the leaders in the club, that kind of thing. So that's good advice for getting approved. And then once you have an approved costume, how would they go about forming a local unit?
It's more of finding other people that are near you. And then once you have, I believe you need 2 or 3 people to start a squad, and you can have up to 4 people. Once you get your 5th official member is when you can submit to become a temple.
Okay, outstanding. So you can become a squad first, and you can do shows as a squad, right?
And that, yes and no. As a squad, you don't have local leadership, so anything that you do has to get approved by the council. If you want to do a show, and you will most likely have to submit a video of exactly what your show would be, so the council can make sure that it's up to the standards. If that is acceptable, then I wouldn't see a problem with that.
Outstanding. Okay, so that's really good advice for starting a Saber Guild temple. It's a lot of work, maybe it sounds like, but at the same time, when you work hard at something, it really pays off. And looking at videos of Saber Guild shows that are out there on YouTube, on saberguild.org, and things like that, it looks great. Saber Guild Temple Prime specifically has done Comic-Con's halftime show for a few years now during their masquerade, and that's always been a big hit. So, of course, I did a voice as Count Dooku, I believe, for our temple in the Seattle area, and for their show, they did that at a baseball game. And if any member of Saber Guild is actually listening to this and they want some voiceovers, I'm happy to provide them. And I can do, Jedi, Sith Lord, Yoda pretty well, Vader pretty well. So I'm out there and I do that kind of stuff. And I've been podcasting forever. But again, enough about me. This is about Saber Guild. Why I keep throwing myself in there, I have no idea.
That's because you're the brutal one.
That's right. I brutally take over everything. I'm a Sith Lord. That's just how it is.
That's right.
Well, Etain Thrall. I mean, no, Lord Sadiq.
Well, something about my Sith character you don't know.
What?
My original name was Etain Thrill. My new given name was Darth Sadiq.
Thank goodness.
So technically, that name has no purpose for me now.
The Thrall has no purpose for you now.
Well, while I'm a Sith, yes.
Yeah. Well, so when you feel like going back to Thrall, then you're going to be Thrall again.
Sure.
I feel like I'm going to Thrall up.
Hey, that's not very nice.
Am I supposed to be nice? I'm brutal, man.
I know, but I thought you said this is supposed to be the Sithmas episode.
Oh, yeah. You had to remind me. Okay, well, speaking of that, then, we're going to go play the Saber Guild Sithmas special something or other.
Saber Chats presents the Saber Chats Holiday Special. Palpatine's Christmas Wish. You're listening to Saber Chats, the official podcast of the Saber Guild. It's Christmas time on Coruscant, and we're planning...
Gosh, it's already time to wake up. Oh, look at that. The sun is shining. I love these beautiful Coruscanty mornings. They make me want to sing. Deal with it. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I've got a beautiful feeling. Some Jedi are going to die today. Oh, who is it? You're ruining my song.
Merry Christmas, my lord. This is TK421, and I have a present for you.
I was about to ask you why you aren't at your post, but you always are there. You brought me something, really? Well, before I zap you for abandoning your post there, what is this?
Here it is.
No, it's beautiful. What is it?
My lord, you're supposed to open it.
No, right. Give me a break. I just got out of bed. Oh, hey, this is really nice. I like it. What is it?
Miss Coruscant. I got it autographed for you.
Oh, right. Oh, I see that now. It helps me if I open the page. It's an autograph from Miss Coruscant herself. Oh, this will look lovely in my office. I'll hang it over here. Thank you.
Yes, my lord.
Now get lost.
As you wish.
Later on that day, there is another knock at the door.
What is thy bidding, my master?
Ah, Lord Vader. Somehow I sense through the dark side that you want to give me a present of some kind as well.
You are correct, my master. Here it is.
Oh, why, thank you. Look, I just woke up a while ago, and I'm feeling rather lazy today. Why don't you open it, Lord Vader?
Fine. Here, Master.
Oh, what a shiny little... What is that?
It is a Sith lightsaber crystal, my master.
Lord Vader, don't you know that I already have a crystal in my lightsaber, which I lost when Mace Windu knocked it out of my hand? Thank you very much. I'll just have to construct a new lightsaber. Thank you, Lord Vader. That's wonderful. Now, don't you have something you need to go do? Go find young Skywalker or something?
Yes, my master.
Good. Now go do it.
Yes, my master.
Now. As the day progresses, Palpy receives even more gifts from all of his minions throughout the Empire. Wow, this is great. The people must love their Emperor. Later that night, standing outside on his balcony looking at a well-lit starry night sky, Palpatine makes a wish. Oh, what a well-lit, bright, starry-lit, Coruscanty sky, or something like that. I wish every day could be Christmas. That way I could keep getting presents. I like this very much. By the will of the Force, let it be done. The next day...
You're listening to Saber Chats, the official podcast of the Saber Guild. Merry Christmas, Coruscant. We hope you enjoyed your presents yesterday, and we've got more coming to you today because it's Christmas once again.
What? Oh, my goodness. According to the calendar, it's Christmas again. Did I get my wish? Oh, what is it this time? I just woke up.
My lord, this is TK421. I brought you a Christmas present.
Oh, you did? It wouldn't happen to be Miss Coruscant again, would it?
How'd you know?
Well, lucky guess. Okay, I'll take it from you. Thank you.
Yes, my lord. I'll go back to my post.
Well, I'll go hang it over here next to the one I already have. She looks pretty good. Okay, I'll take two of them. All right, and I'm going back to bed. This is ridiculous. Oh, who is it this time?
What is thy bidding, my master?
Lord Vader, I don't want to be disturbed. What do you want? Wait a minute. I sense through the Force that you want to give me something. A present.
Indeed you are powerful, my master. I had no idea that you could be able to tell that...
Never mind, Lord Vader. Go ahead and give it to me. Let me guess. It's a crystal, isn't it?
Yes, master. Again, I'm surprised that you had any idea...
Oh, just give it to me. Now I have to create a double-bladed lightsaber. Now, Lord Vader, don't you have something to go do? Go find young Skywalker again?
Yes, master.
Good, go do it. Oh, boy, I'm telling you, this is getting too repetitive. The next morning...
You're listening to Saber Chats, the official podcast of the Saber Guild. Seasons go, readings out there all over Coruscant. It's Christmas once again, and the gifts just keep on coming in.
You have got to be kidding me. It's Christmas again? I'm beginning to wish I hadn't wished for this. Let me guess. What do you want, Trooper?
My lord, I brought you a present.
It's TK421, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Not 420, not 422. You're 421, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
And you have for me a very lovely picture of Miss Coruscant, don't you?
Yes, sir.
How did I guess? You know what? I am going to put an end to this right now.
My lord, no.
Oh boy, I hope I don't have to go through that again. Oh no.
What is thy bidding, my master?
Look, Lord Vader, just give me the crystal, go find Skywalker, and leave me alone.
But, master...
Just do it, Lord Vader. No questions. Hand over the crystal, and goodbye.
Yes, master.
Now, go, before I really get angry.
You're always angry, my master.
Just go, Vader! Oh, this is getting unbearable. Later on that evening, Palpy is on the balcony of his office, and he's looking into a well-lit starry night sky on Coruscant, or something like that. And he wishes for something. Again. That's right. I'm on my balcony. I'm looking into a well-lit starry night Coruscanti sky. Or something like that. Well, that's what I just said. I know you did. And now I'm saying it, because I want them to know how I feel. I'm tired of getting the same gift over and over and over again. Do you have any idea how many pictures of Miss Coruscant I have hanging up in my office? How many lightsabers am I supposed to build? I only need 1, maybe 2. That's it. No more. No more Christmas, except for once a year. By the will of the Force, let it be done. The next morning...
You're listening to Saber Chats, the official podcast of the Saber Guild. We hope you enjoyed this edition of the Saber Chats Holiday Special.
Oh, thank the Force.
Thanks for listening to Saber Chats, the official podcast of Saber Guild's Outer Rim Temple, a Star Wars costuming and lightsaber performance group serving the Inland Empire, Riverside, and San Bernardino counties in Southern California. For more about Saber Guild, visit us at saberguild.com and outerrimsaberguild.com. Star Wars and all things in the Star Wars universe are the intellectual property of Lucasfilm Limited, a division of the Walt Disney Company. All rights reserved. All other original content on this podcast, unless otherwise indicated, remains the property of Saber Chats.